Hello everyone, I am Fiona Larner, the Vice Chair of the UK Evaluation Society, and I'm joined today by Jessica Ozan, one of our trustees, and we're going to be discussing how to go about preparing an abstract for our 2026 conference, Bridging the Gap, Evaluation to Action. So Jessica, where do you think we should start?
So I think you should start with choosing the right format. So our website has like all the important information you need and the definitions for the different formats. So please familiarize yourself with these before choosing what you want to be doing and how you want to be presenting at the conference. Then the abstract title is really important so that people know the topic that you want to cover, as well as your details. It is then important to think about which is your preferred mode of delivery. We offer three. There are posters, talks, and then those talks can be online or in person. And we will do our best to facilitate your preferred mode of delivery.
Okay, so now you've decided how to present your work, it's really important to create a clear narrative. I think that it's important to explain what area you're looking at, why this is important, what you will cover or contribute, and then it's weaving in the conference theme, so it's obvious to the reviewers as to where you think that this would fit into the conference itself. Jessica, do you think there's anything else that kind of a way that people should look at forming their abstract?
Yes, so when you go onto our website, you will see a form where we ask you to provide some details, amongst them a short abstract, a long abstract. We have a box for your objectives, your contributions, and ethical kind of angles or relevant diversity, equity, and inclusion considerations. So how I would start that form, which is personal, and you may decide to do otherwise, is starting with your topic, making sure it aligns with the theme that you have chosen and the theme of the conference. So a clear sentence like, this is what I'm going to be talking about. Then going into probably what would be, in my case, a second sentence about why this is important. And then starting thinking about your objectives. So to some extent, you are working between like your long abstract and the different boxes below. Your objectives are really important. Think about outcomes, like what are you trying to achieve with this opportunity to talk to other evaluators? What are they going to get out of this? This will also help you think about your contribution, like what are you bringing to the table? Is it innovation? Are there lessons learned? Are they kind of like new approaches, whether it's, policies or practice? So if you start filling those boxes like one by one, then you can go back to your long abstract, and you really should have the structure for your abstract. So that's like your topic, why it's important, what are you trying to achieve, and what are some of the key considerations. I would try to make the language quite exciting. Like you do want to invite people to your session. Like it has to be something that someone would want to come and listen to. And from your long abstract, then it should be fairly easy to do a short abstract. So this is how I would approach that page. It's asking you for the same information in different formats. This is to help us assess the different contributions. So yes, it is fine to have like the same objectives in your objectives and then appearing in the long abstract and appearing in a shorter way in the short abstracts, if that makes sense.
So that's kind of like how you would build your abstract and have the right structure and the right items within there, I guess, the right, hitting the right notes. But I think there's something around how it's written, isn't there, that really makes an abstract kind of be appealing and kind of really attract an audience. What do you think about how people should approach that?
I think one of the first starting points is be specific about what you want to cover. And there's a caveat or kind of a challenge that we all experience when we go to conferences, which is that we want to share too much in a short amount of space. So bear in mind that most sessions are fairly short. We're talking about 15 minutes, because you do want to have 5 minutes of Q&A in the end. So by the time you've introduced yourself, the project, etc., it doesn't leave much space. So what are you going to focus on in those few minutes that you have to kind of share key lessons, learnings, challenges, etc.? And that should appear in the abstract. Like it has to be quite specific. It will help you on the day of a presentation too. The other key point is that it has to be clear and easy to read and easy to understand. We have different levels of seniority in our audiences. So, like, whilst you may want to talk about a really advanced topic, a beginner or junior person should be able to read your abstract and understand what this is about. A key aspect is fluency in your writing, and this can be particularly challenging for people like me whose English is their second language. Went through that for many years. But nowadays you have brilliant tools at your disposal, such as AI. So if you feel that your abstract, it's your ideas and etc., but the language is still a bit clunky, just push it through AI and make sure you submit something that is accessible to all, easy to read, almost enjoyable to read. And it is important in how you present your findings too.
Yeah, I think I just add a couple of things there as well. So, I mean, I think as well as like the different levels of seniority, there's quite a diverse set of different types of evaluators. We have different methodologies, different sectors. So, it's not just one small sector of the evaluation community that you want to reach. You want to try and reach everyone. And then I think also the thing to really highlight is the conference has loads of networking opportunities. So you might not be able to say every last thing in your talk or in, but people will come and find you, that they'll want to talk to you. And there are so many opportunities to speak to delegates that it's kind of just, having the opportunity to say the big things and then follow up later on and after the conference as well. Okay, so I think that final kind of mentions, I think for the abstract for myself, I think I would say you do need to think about your audiences. So I think it's really important that you remember that there are actually two audiences for your abstract. First of all, you have the reviewers, so they're going to be looking for thematic alignment with the conference themes, and they're going to use the writing to assess the quality of your work. And that's the only thing they've got to go on. So that's what they'll be really focusing on how well the abstract is written itself to kind of extrapolate towards what you would be presenting. And then the attendees will use the abstracts to decide which talks to go to. So generally we have 5 talks or 5 streams at once, so they'll be needing to choose between yours and 4 others. So they really want to understand what you'll be talking about. They'll need clarity so they can decide whether to attend. And it's really important the abstract's representative of what you're going to be talking about. And the more engaging it is, the more likely that people will be to come to your presentation itself. So, Jessica, do you have any last thoughts at all?
Like, our position at UCAS is really to facilitate knowledge and experience exchange, and this is why we organize a conference. So we are looking forward to getting loads of different abstracts coming through. I will say, when you think about panels, that diversity is very important. So please review your panel submission, thinking about that. And finally, make sure that your abstract is well aligned with the conference themes. It does help, especially the reviewers, to see it as a great fit for our 2026 conference.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Jessica, to talk all of that through. I hope everyone finds this helpful, and we really hope to see you at our conference in Sheffield in May in 2026.
See you soon.
See you. Bye.